I Parry Everything episode 3 review. And this episode was divided into two parts. The first part of the episode was the fight between Noor and Gilbert, and the second part was, the interaction between Noor and Lynne. That was how the episode panned out, and it was actually a quite good episode in my opinion. It has been as good as the other two past episodes. So yeah, I'm glad to see that, the anime hasn't fallen off. If anything, it keeps getting better and better. So yeah, that's really nice to see. And like I said, the first part of the episode was about, Gilbert fighting Noor. We see that he wants to fight him because when we learn about his backstory, we learn that he was, always seeking to fight strong warriors, if you can call it like that. He was always seeking to have a fun fight, a tough fight, someone that will give him a challenge. But as we all saw, that was not actually possible. There was nobody in his town or even in the capital that made that happen. There was nobody, as strong as him. It was really weird because, technically, maybe his sensei or instructor or somebody else close to him might have been as strong to him, but apparently not. But yeah, suddenly, and as we all saw in the last episode, here comes Noor, this very powerful person, this mysterious person. So of course, Gilbert took interest in him and he fought him. And to his surprise, Noor was actually quite strong, or not even quite, he was actually very strong. We saw him, getting angry, we saw him struggling, we saw him giving it his all, and it was still not enough to defeat, Noor. And all that time, Noor thought that, he was actually not trying, that he was not being serious, that he was being lenient on him, when it was actually all the opposite. He was actually giving it his all. So yeah, that was quite funny to see, Noor being very naive, very oblivious to the situation that was happening, around him, the situation he was in, how good he was faring against him. The second part of the episode was about, Lynne meeting Noor again. We saw in the previous episode that she wanted to become his, basically student, or yeah, basically that. And we saw that Noor said no. And in this episode, we see her again, basically trying to make that same thing happen again. She was trying to become his student. She showed him her powers, a lot of spells, a lot of flashy things. And she actually mentioned a couple of interesting things. One of them being that she said that she was recognized by the 6 sovereigns. I wonder what that means. I wonder if the 6 sovereigns, are actually people, or maybe it was referring to countries or something like that. So yeah, she also mentioned that in all of the 6 schools, she got the highest score ever. Not only the highest score of her year, but as of the history of the school. So yeah, she's actually quite strong, or very strong. She's not some pushover. She's not weak by any means. She showed in this episode that, there are a lot of people in that universe that don't even come close to her. She's actually quite strong. And all of that confused Noor because he was thinking all the time, well, why does she need me to teach her when she's this strong? Why does she need somebody like me? That was basically his reasoning. What was he thinking at that time? And when you think about it, it is actually quite normal to think what Noor is thinking, because when you have the opinion of yourself that Noor has, it is normal to come to that conclusion. So yeah, and we all know that he's not actually weak by any means, so it is quite funny again to see him be there, seeing Lynne being very strong, and then wondering, well, why does she need my help? You can imagine what he was thinking at that time, what was going on in his mind at that time. He was probably very confused, very, taken aback at what was happening right now, right there. And again, Noor said no. Noor said that he didn't want any trainee, any apprentice, any follower, any student, whatever you want to call it. He didn't want any of that. He just wanted to be alone. He just wanted to do his thing. So yeah. And then at the end of the episode, we see her again, showing up in front of Noor, wanting to become his student. What this episode clearly showed us is that Lynne is a type of person that is very insistent. She doesn't give up easily or give up at all, because she in this episode was always being pushy, was always, trying to become Noor's student. So yeah, we can see a lot from, Lynne Clays' personality in this episode. So yeah, like I mentioned, at the end we saw her, become Noor's student slash apprentice by force. So in the next episode and going forward in general, we're going to see her, besides Noor all the time. I actually really enjoy her character. She's very bright, she's very outgoing, she's very hyperactive, she's very funny. So yeah, she's actually a really, fun character. But yeah, that was the episode. video. And if you don't want to miss the next episode review, please subscribe to the channel. Also, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. And yeah, that will be everything by me. And I guess I'll see you all in the next episode review.